Good evening, everyone. We are going to start within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, let others also join. Then we will start. Okay, guys. So let's start with the presentation sessions. Those who haven't joined up to now, they will join in between, and I will take their presentation after that. So first of all, just let me know that how many of you are facing the problem in submitting their calibration report. Because like let me just check that how many of you had not submitted up to now. Arva, you haven't submitted up to now, so you have to also submit that. Let me one more time tell you that what you have to do in that so that it will be easy for you to complete that and send it to me, because I can see 2 3 students are still here who haven't give it up to now. So let me just share my screen. I hope it is visible to all of you. Yes. So see, Arva, suppose if you are from full stack domain, so you have to go to the full stack domain. Okay. And you have to answer those questions which are covered up to now. Like, first of all, we have covered week two, right? In week two, we have covered up to React. So up to React means front end is only covered. So on behalf of that, you have to first of all like write down the problem statement which you have opted. Then after that, why you have opted it, that should be the reason. Application feature means in your application, whatever you have created, like suppose if to do application you have created, then what it is doing. Okay, that you have to mention. After that, the front end architecture means how you are using the UI structures and components. Okay, that you have to elaborate a bit. So accordingly, just remove all the other domains tables from there and enlarge your table according to your answer. And that's it, what you have to answer. Okay. So future enhancement, just check how many answers you can give up from the required things which we have covered. Okay, that is basically you have to do. And for AIML domain, data analytics domain, same thing is there. They have to also mention those answer those questions only which has been covered. Like what is the problem definition, from where you have opted the data set, how you are doing data set pre-processing, features, engineering, model selection, training process. So related questions you have to answer only. Okay. As the week will continue, we will move to week three, week four, week five. You will see that most of the topic will be covered up to then. So you have to give it on regular basis for every project. Okay. I hope it is clear. Uh, uh, yes, Aditya, you are raising your hand.
Sir, should we send this report on WhatsApp or mail?
No, you can share that to me on WhatsApp, and accordingly, I will just keep the record with me.
Yeah, okay, fine. Because I had sent you my project on the mail, but not
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, that you
calibration
have
report.
to share on mail. That you have to share on mail. And all this project calibration report up for now, you have to share it to me on WhatsApp. And for like upcoming weeks, I will let you know that where you have to share it. Because right now, few people have problem while filling it. So that's why we haven't asked them to directly share it on the mail. So right now, you can share it to me personally on WhatsApp. Okay.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay. So I guess we can start with the presentation now. So yes, Arvan, now first of all, you can share your screen if you are here and just let us know that what you have created, and then you can start with your presentation. All the best.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Just a question. Do you see the screen? Is my screen visible? Oh, hello?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Uh,
Also, your screen is visible. You can start.
okay. Now, the very first thing, I've created an AI chatbot front end, very simple design. The first thing I've created two components, a chat input and a chat message. And I'm going to explain each component what it do. First of all, let's just start with a chat input. In this file, I created a component which is called absolutely chat input and is responsible for handling user input. It uses the React user state hook to store the text that the user types inside the input field. This makes the input controlled by React, meaning the value is always synchronized with the state. I also defined two main functions. The first one it is handle send, and which is triggered when the user clicks the send button or press enter. This function trims the input to avoid sending empty messages. Then sends the text to the parent component using a function passed as a prop, and finally creates the input. And it basically, yeah, so that's what handles it train the text. So if there is like a space in the beginning or the end or between the words, it removes it. The second function is handle keydown, which listens to for keyboard events. It uses if the user presses enter without holding shift, it prevents the default behavior and sends the message. The component also receives a disable prop. from the parent, which is used to disable the input and button when the AI is responding. This improves the user experience in general by preventing multiple inputs at the same time. Okay, now also to style it, I use a simple CSS code, and all I store in the same folder, which is components folder. Now, the second component. In this file, I created a component, which is absolutely called a chat message. It's responsible for displaying each smash message in the chat. This component is received to props the message, checks which is the message that the users type, and the Boolean value that indicates whether the message is from the user or from the AI. It's if it's from the user, it's gonna be true, and it's from the if it is from the AI, it's gonna be false. Based on the Boolean value, the component dynamically applies a different styles using conditional classes names. This allows me to visually distinguish between user messages and AI messages, for example, by changing alignment and color. And basically, that's what I did. I changed the alignment and the color, and I use message wrapper, which is like the same styling between AI messages and user messages. And then I distinguish using Trinity condition if it's this user message or AI message, and then I change the alignment based on that and also the color. Also,
Okay.
I use message label, which is define if it's a user or AI. So above exactly the message bubble, there is you or AI. If the user type it, it's gonna be you, and if the AI responsible for it is gonna be AI. That's it. Now let's go to the main file here, which is the most important part here. Okay. And this file, I implemented the main logic of the application using a component called app, which is like I didn't change much of the code. I only added the snips of the code that I want. I used the React user state to hook to manage two main pieces of the state. The first one is the message array, which is stores all the messages as objects containing the text and the sender. The second one is a Boolean called is typing, which controls whether the AI's typing indicator is displayed. I also used the use ref hook to create a reference to the bottom of the chat, and the use effect hook to automatically scroll to the latest message whenever the message's state is updated. This ensures that the user always sees the newest message. The core functionality is handled in a function called handle send. When the user
Okay.
sends a message, this function adds the user message to the messages array and activate the typing indicator. Then after a short delay using set timeout, it simulates an AI response by adding a new message and turning off the indicator. I rendered all the messages dynamically by mapping over the messages array and passing each one to the chat message component. I also conditionally rendered a type an indicator when AI is responding. So it's like it's waiting. It shows that the AI is in the process of making the message or the response. Finally, I include the chat component and pass the handle send function to it, allowing the input component to communicate with the main application. So, okay, just a moment. I'm going to show you how that looks like
Okay.
in general. Okay. Mhm. Yep.
Your screen is not shared right now. Yeah, okay.
Okay. This is like when I open it, when I refresh, and then when I type, just a moment, when I type anything, it chooses randomly any kind of the messages.
Okay.
We're gonna say, where are you? Just, and that's it.
Okay, okay, perfect.
Okay, just I have a question for the collaboration, the project collaboration sheet. Do I
Yes.
need it to do the for the first project and the second project, or just only the second project?
Okay, right now you can submit it for project number two, means your week two project. Okay. And from now on, you have to submit it for all the week projects.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, perfect. Well, very well explained. And also the GUID project you have opted for. So great work, Arva. Okay. Now Mansi has already presented. After that, Lalit has presented. Okay, Pranav has also given the presentation. Okay, yes, Aditya, you can share your screen and let us know what you have created, and then we can start with it.
Is this screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so my domain is data analytics, and my project is e-commerce sales trend. So the
Okay,
objective of this project is to analyze how the customers behave on a e-commerce platform so that we can maximize the business total revenue. Because the main objective of the firm is to maximize the profit. So we are making an analysis so that we can make changes according to it. Yeah, so first of all, I got the data where we are having the data of customers, their
okay,
gender, their age, the state they belong to, the product category, and the amount which they had bought from the platform. But the problem with this data is consisting of lots of blank spaces. For example, we are having the blank spaces in the amount column, or there may be a duplicates. So we need to clean this data. So what we are going to do, we is remove the blanks and we are going to remove the duplicates using the formula of if and count ifs.
okay,
Us-
good.
Using this formula, we got the cleaned up data. After this, what we need to do is we need to segment the users on the basis of their age, on the basis of the revenue they are generating for the platform, the type of order they are making on the platform, and the revenue per order they are making. Here,
Okay,
I had made the pivot table so that we can make a proper insights about what we have found out from the data. So the first pivot table states about the revenue which is generated according to the gender. For example, we can find out that 70% of the total revenue is generated by the female customers and 30% of the total revenue is generated by the male customers. So, which means that we should more focus on the marketing campaigns which are inclined towards female customers. Then the second pivot table states about the age. Here we found that 50% of the total revenue is generated by the adult customers. So what we can do is we can make the product offerings and marketing campaigns aligned with the working age consumers so that we can maximize our total revenue. Third pivot
okay,
table states about the revenue generated by each state. And what we found is that four of the major states were generating around 53% of the total revenue, which means that we should expand the logistics and marketing efforts in these particular four of the states so that we can increase the business performance in the following states and we can also increase the sales and boost the sales for this particular business.
okay,
Fourth pivot table states about the revenue generated by each product category. And here the insights are really appealing because we found that four of the categories which are food, clothing and apparel, electronics and gadgets, footwear and shoes are generating 77% of the total revenue, which means that the business should focus on optimizing the inventory and promotion for these product categories so that we can improve the sales efficiency.
okay,
The fifth the fifth pivot table states about the revenue segment, high value and the regular. Here we found that the high value customers, which are buying the higher amount of products from the platform, are found to be less in number, but they are generating 60% of the total revenue, whereas regular customers are generating 40% of the total revenue. So our retention strategy should be more focused towards this high value customers so that we can improve the business performance for this segment.
yes,
Now coming to dashboard, we are having the key performance indicators where I had mentioned about the total revenue, which is 10 crore for the business. Average order value is 9,000. Total orders is 27,000. Here are some of the key insights which I had discussed prior to this. The charts which I had mentioned in the analysis part. Now coming to business recommendation, as we had seen that there are 70% of the female customers, so we should focus on marketing campaigns, personalized offers, and the product recommendation should be along the likings of the female segment so that we can increase the sales for the particular business. Other than this, the adult customers are forming the largest revenue segment. So the
Okay.
product design, product bundles, and targeted promotions should be aligned with the working age consumers. As we found that food category is contributing highest revenue share, so our inventory management, promotional campaigns, and we should expand this category so that we can further drive the revenue for this business. Uh, as I had mentioned earlier, that a small segment of high value customers are contributing to major portion of the revenue. So the loyalty programs and retention strategies can significantly improve the long-term profitability of the particular company or firm. And finally, the logistics, marketing efforts, and the regional partnership should be uh, strengthened in the following four states, which we had seen in the prior analysis, so that we can capitalize on high demand in the particular states and increase the market penetration within that four states.
Okay.
Yeah, that is it from my side.
Okay, okay. Very well explained, Aditya. A nice explanation and also the project presentation what good. So great work at your end. Just to share me your calibration report also. I guess you haven't submitted yet, right?
Yeah, so actually, I was not having the idea of the
Okay,
calibration.
okay. No problem. Just do share with me as soon as possible. Okay, and good, great work.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now, Divya, are you prepared with your project?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So just share your screen and let us know that what you have created and then start with the presentation.
Okay, sir.
Yes, your screen is visible. Just unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. This is my project traffic accident analysis.
Okay,
So I here used EDA to analyze the different factors that affect the that cause the accident to happen. So my main goal was to understand various factors like driver behavior, environmental factors, and other things that would cause the accident to happen. For that, I have imported libraries like pandas, which I have used for importing the data set and analyzing the data set, and numpys for numerical calculation, matplotlib and seaborn for visualizations, missingo for missing value visualization, sklearn for I have used for scaling, and this warnings line I have used to neglect the warning messages during execution. So then I
okay,
have connected my Google Drive to the Google Colab and mounted my data set, and I have linked it to the pandas data frame. Again, I have copied the same data set to the df underscore clean so that I can compare with the original data set. And I have displayed the columns what are present in the df and df underscore clean so that I can say easily that there are same columns and I have copied it. So to
okay,
understand how the data set looks, I have displayed the first 5 rows of the data set using dot head function. Like here we can see we have almost 32 columns. We can see here time, day of week, and we have many columns. So which I will be discussing below. Like this, we have 32 columns, and we have seen here. So to know the data set rows and columns count, I have used shape function and displayed the number of rows and number of columns. The number of rows are 1200, 12,316, and number of columns are 32. So to understand the data set information, I have used the dot info function and I have displayed the column names and their whether they are having any null values or not, and their data type like this. And then I have checked the check for the duplicate values using dot sum function. Here we can see in the output that there is no duplicate values in the data set. Then we go for
Okay.
the missing values. I have checked for the missing values using isNull dot sum function. For some columns there are no missing values, but for some columns they have the missing values, like here we can see. And to understand how the missing values are present, I have visualized it using missingo matrix, and have visualized here. Based on the intensity of these white lines, we can understand
Okay.
how many missing values are present in each column.
Divya, I think you have to like again share your screen because it is stuck at my end. So can you please reshare it, like where you are explaining?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Is it okay, sir, now?
No, just do one thing that first of all stop sharing and then again share your screen.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Sir, is it visible now?
No, it's loading right now. I'm not able to see your screen. Now it is visible.
Okay. Sir, shall I continue or start from the beginning?
Yes, you can continue.
Okay. So I have here visualized the missing value so that I can understand where there is a missing value. So based on the intensity of white lines, we can understand how many missing values are there in the each column. So next we
Okay.
can go for understanding variables. I have printed the column names using dot columns function and their data types using dtypes function. So here we can see. So in my data set, there are most columns are the numerical, object columns, that is categorical columns, and only two columns are the numerical columns. Like here we can see number of vehicles involved and number of casualties.
Okay.
So then I have used dot describe function, which performed all the count, mean, standard deviation, minimum and quartiles, maximum. That functions it have performed on the numerical columns. So the variables which are mentioned above I have described here, like time and day, which indicate that how when the accident happened, and driver age and details, then vehicle details, road and location, environmental factors, accident details, casualty information, and like that. Then I have used the unique function so that I can understand how many unique values are present in the data set, and which will be helping for me in the future analysis. Then I
Okay.
have done the data wrangling part, where cleaning the data is done. Like first I have removed the duplicate. There are no duplicates in the data set, but if in case there are any duplicates, I can drop using a drop duplicates function. And I have
Okay.
fixed the inconsistencies, like here we can see in the weather conditions, rainy, raining, the both meanings are same, but they are given in a different words, so it is difficult to analyze. So I have made it consistent by changing it to rain. In other columns also I have fixed the inconsistencies, like here we can see in the road surface condition, light condition, like that in some columns I have fixed, and I have changed the column, I mean I have normalized the column names. Then I
Okay.
have handled missing values. So missing values can be handled in two ways. Like for numerical columns, we can replace the missing values with the median value, and for a categorical column, we can replace the value with the mode value, that is the most repeated value. So see, after first the missing values I have displayed. Then after handling the missing values, there are no missing values. That also I have displayed. Then detecting and treating outliers. So I have first uh, shown the outliers using a box plot, and this dot represents the outliers as we can see here. And using the IQR method, I have replaced the outliers with the median. Then the scaling and normalization. So using a min max scaler, I have scaled the functions like I have converted the categorical column. I mean, I have normalized the data into same range of values so that no column will be dominant. And
Okay.
encoding, I have converted categorical columns into numerical ones like zeros and ones so that it will be helpful for future analysis. Then I have performed feature engineering, like I have converted time I have extracted into hour, and then I have divided the age group of driver into certain groups like 0 to 25, 25 to 60, like that. And the accident severity I have made it to severity binary, like zeros and ones, so that it can be easy for me in plotting the graphs in future. And I have divided the casualty levels also, and if there is any speed limit, I have divided that also using feature engineering.
Okay,
Then
okay,
the
okay.
columns which are not necessary, I have dropped those columns. And so to understand how the accident patterns occur, so I have used different visualizations. The first one is distribution of vehicles involved in accidents. So from this chart, we can see that only one or two vehicles are involved in the major case of accidents. So yeah, only one or two vehicles are involved. Then top 10 vehicles involved in accidents. Here we can see that the most cases are the lorry vehicles and public vehicles are involved in the accidents. So public
Okay.
vehicles and lorry vehicles are involved in the accidents. Then we go to accidents by day of week so that we can understand in which days of the week we get more number of accidents. From this graph, we can see that uh, Thursday and Friday have the more number of accidents compared to other days in the week. Then we can go to accident by weather condition so that we can uh, understand under which weather condition there will be more number of accidents. So under normal condition and rainy condition, there are more number of accidents as we can see here. Then we go to accidents by age band of driver so that we can understand under which age the major accidents are going on. So here we can see over 80 to 50 there are more number of accidents. And then we
Okay.
go to accident by light conditions. Here we can see that daylight and darkness, no lighting conditions have a more number of accidents.
Yes.
Then accidents by casualty severity, that is we can see here that how in accidents how many persons are affected in how many ways. So we can see that in most number of accidents there are slight injury and fatal injury. There is the least common
Okay.
case is serious injury.
I guess your screen is
Then
still stuck again. I am able to see a bar graph of distribution of accidents by age band of driver. So can you please check it once?
okay sir, 1 minute.
Okay.
How is it okay sir?
Uh, Still it is like not properly clear. So Just do one thing, that again stop sharing and do reshare it.
Okay, sir.
Oh, after Divya, Yasveer, have you completed your project? Because other has already presented their project. I can see only you are left, those out of those who have joined the session. So have you completed your project? Hello, Yasveer, am I audible? Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. We'll wait for Divya to join and then see that how many of them are left. But I see only Yasveer is there who has not presented the project. So Yasveer, if I am audible to you, just let me know. Have
Yes,
you
sir.
completed the
You are audible for me. Sir,
yeah.
can I present my project tomorrow? Actually, my project is not complete right now. Can I
Okay.
present tomorrow?
Okay, okay. So just complete it and share the calibration report first of all to me. Tomorrow is no session for presentation. I can take it to next week, but from now, just try to understand that you have to complete the project within deadline. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. I will send you tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And Divya, if I am audible to you, are you okay? She is joining. Just a second. Yes, Divya. Now you can share your screen.
Yes, sir. 1 minute. How is it okay, sir?
Okay. Yes, now it is visible. Yeah. Scroll a bit down. Yeah. Now visible. Just unmute yourself and start from where you have left.
Okay, sir. So this is the distribution of accidents by accident severity. So we can see that in most cases there is slight injury in case of accident severity, and there is a less case of serious injuries. So then we can go to the accident by area of incident occur. This is used to recognize the areas which are prone to accidents. So from this graph, we can see that office areas and residential areas and some other areas have more number of accidents. And then we go to top 10 causes of accidents. This can be used for preventing the accident by seeing these causes. So we can see that no distancing, changing lane to the right, like that. Some reasons are there for the accident, so we can prevent that. And accident by the types of junction. So this can understand help us to understand that which type of road alignment causes more number of accidents. Here we can see that Y shape and no junction have number of accidents, and then we go to accidents by driving experience. This can be used to understand the skill impact of the driver. We can see that 5 to 10 years experience, driving experience has more number of accidents. And then we go to accidents by educational level. This can be used for understanding the awareness impact of the driver. Here we can see that junior high school students and elementary school students have more number of accidents. And then we go to accidents of severity by owner vehicle. Here we can see that owner and government vehicles have more number of accident severities. That is, then we go to interactive bubble chart. That is, here we can see that how many number of vehicles are involved. So when we hover over the bubble, we can see some other details like total number of accidents and like that. So based on the size, we can understand that how many number of accidents are happened and how many persons are affected from the accident. Then we go to another chart. This is how many vehicles are involved in the accidents and what type of vehicle, that is owner or governmental, like that. Based on the bubble size, here also we can see, and we hover, we can see the owner type, average number of vehicles involved, and average number of casualties and total number of accidents. So then the correlation heat map, which is used to understand the relation between the variables. So the
Okay.
dark red color or red color indicates that there is strong relation between variables. That is, they impact strongly on the accident. And the dark blue or blue one show the opposite relation. And white or nearly white indicates that there is no relation with the accident conditions. That's it.
Okay, okay. Well done, Divya. Great project. And also, like I can see the improvement from the previous week. So great work. All the three students who have present today, let me just let them know. Arva, Aditya, and Divya, all of you three has presented very well today. So great work. And those who have not presented today, just make sure that you have to now present two projects in the upcoming week. So accordingly, just complete the project within deadline because everything is noticeable. Okay. And if you are not doing the things on time, that will affect you at your certificate only. So that's it for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and giving the presentation. That was really good. So we'll meet in the next session, which will be on Wednesday. So all the best for your upcoming week projects. Thank you. Now you can just leave the session. Have a nice day.